just trolling around the building.
Sorry.
Oh, man.
All right, we'll
That's
start.
where you make the introduction.
All right, we'll start right here with Michael. What's going on, Austin? During the bye week, Coach Clemson, Jordan Shipp, told us that it kind of felt like everybody versus UNC at that moment. But now, in the past few weeks, you guys have been playing better. How do you sort of keep that intensity that you guys found during that bye week now that things are starting to go your guys' way a little bit?
Yeah, I would say just keep the main thing, lean into the process, take it day by day, practice hard, prepare hard for the games, and just do that every week. And, no matter if you win or lose, you just have to be consistent with what you do, and just do it every single day.
How'd it feel playing center again at Syracuse?
Yeah, it was fun, but I'm gonna play wherever they need me to be. I'm in the business of winning games. That's how I am. If I play tight end, I'm gonna play tight end. It's just whatever's best for the team is what I'm gonna do.
Jeremiah?
Hey Austin, so there's a post on social media, I'm sure you've maybe seen it, where the team is celebrating the locker room with the big boom box. Can you just walk us through that moment, how you in particular were feeling, what were your emotions, and being able to just celebrate after your last win was early September?
Yeah, it was awesome. It's hard to win football games in college. That's just the reality of it. I think people take for granted winning games. It was just awesome to be with the guys, and there's not a better feeling than being in the locker room with your guys after a win. So it was incredible. It was awesome.
Let's go to this Jeremiah.
Yeah, so obviously you play playing center, you play playing tackle, and then like Michael said, you kind of got in there, got back into the center. I guess what was the initial conversations with the coach when you noticed that Chad got hurt and he's like, hey, you just slide in? Just what was that, I guess, interaction like?
He just told me you're going to center, and that's it. It's kind of like, I can play all 5 spots. I just how it's been for my college career. Going back to I just kind of riding the bike, just never forget how to do it. Like I said, I'm just gonna play wherever they need me to play, and just to get us to the football game this time.
You guys definitely had some success from a run blocking standpoint. I know Devon gave you guys a lot of credit for some of the lanes that he was able to find, and obviously several different guys were playing on the other day. What has kind of allowed you guys to find some improvements and maybe some just more week-to-week consistency when it comes to
Yeah, I think the coaches have just done a good job of believing us and just giving us a great game plan every week to go out there and execute. I think we're just we just trust each other, and that's what I got for that. Just trust what the coaches are doing, and just believe in the guys playing next to you.
Noah?
Hey Austin, I know you came here to develop and ultimately go to the next level. How do you feel like this staff has helped you in terms of up to this point get to that level? And is there anything, I guess, that you didn't expect coming here that sort of some tidbits or anything from whether it's Belichick or the line coach, anything like that is out of the norm that you haven't heard before or seen?
Yeah, I would definitely say, our coaches are doing a great job of just developing guys week to week, making sure you're practicing hard, you're doing everything you need to be at your best. So I think I'm doing a great job in that. And then the next part, at the end of the day, I think football's football. You want guys who play hard, who are smart and dependable. I think that's just universal. And you can say they brought in this, that, but I think everywhere you go, it's just gonna be, hey, you gotta have tough, smart, dependable guys, and that's kind of the motto of football, I would say.
In what way do you feel like you've grown the most this year?
I would say this year has made me very resilient. Just being where I was to start the year, not being able to play, had to come back and rehab, and then just being to where I'm at now, just knowing, hey, it's good. It's a day-by-day process. Go work hard, rehab, do what you got to do, and now it's translated to where it's okay. Practice hard, prep hard, watch film hard, do everything the right way so you're ready by the time it comes to Saturday.
Let's go to Ron.
Austin, obviously, y'all are committed to the day-to-day process, but to get that win, do you feel like this is a chance to start building and stacking wins or moving forward? How did y'all approach that when you finally got over the hump last week?
Yeah, like you said, it's a day-to-day thing. Work hard every day. It's like I said, it's hard to win football games at the college level, and today we're focused on Tuesday practice and getting better and prepping for Stanford. Obviously we want to win games, but that comes with, just focusing on today's practice and prepping for Stanford Saturday, and not thinking about who's next. Stacking wins. You start thinking about stacking wins. Then you're worried about the wrong stuff.
Tom?
I know you say you play wherever they put you, but being a center, the communication that you bring is a big thing. I asked Chad about it last week or a couple of weeks ago. How much more comfortable are you being in the middle to be able to communicate to everybody than being out there on one of the tackles?
Yeah, obviously, I've started a lot of games at center, and then now started a few tackle. It is what it is, playing center, playing tackle, but, being a center, you have to kind of run the show in there. I was helping run the show tackle too. You got to be no matter where you're at on the line, you have to communicate. That's the name of the game, offensive line. I think Chad did a great job with that all year. And, me stepping in there was just kind of doing the same thing that he's been doing all year, so.
What about when you had that jump on the goal line?
Yeah. Obviously we can't have those mistakes. But, it's just stuff sometimes the line gets a little loud, but, that one's on me, so.
Ryan?
We've seen a lot of guys sort of emerge from the depth chart. We talked about Juju and some of the receivers, Madrid. There's obviously some young guys playing on the offensive line. What is it about the way Belichick has structured this thing that guys are able to move up the depth chart and sort of prove that they at least deserve a chance?
I think just from the developmental aspect, he does a great job of, getting guys reps in practice. So when their number is called, they're ready to play in games. And they don't go out there and they're not, kind of blinded by the lights. They're ready to go. They've practiced this, they've repped this, and, they've developed the players who can help us.
You've been at some big programs. Have you seen that? Guys able to move, I think Juju started 6th on the depth chart. In the course of just a half a year, be able to move up that much and get a chance to get out there.
Yeah, across the country, guys are practicing hard. They're trying to develop guys and, have the next player step up whenever somebody goes down, or just, step into a role of being one of those players. So I think that's just happens across the country, but I think we do a really good job of that here, just developing guys and getting them ready to play.
Adam?
Austin, you used the word resiliency about yourself earlier, and I was wondering if that maybe applies to this whole offensive line group in general, because, 3 guys have played center. I'm not even sure how many guys have played left tackle. It's like just a ton of moving parts from training camp to now. What would you say has been the makeup of this group to be able to deal with all of those changes? And it seems like, you guys are getting better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would just say, we're a pretty tight-knit group in that line room. Just trusting the guy next to you, no matter if he's, playing left tackle, right tackle, guard, center, just knowing that he's going to go in there and do, his job to the best of his abilities. Just having that tight-knit group and knowing, hey, this guy's got my back no matter what.
Versatility too, right? I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is this maybe a versatile group, one of the more versatile groups you've been with?
Yeah, I would definitely say so. Obviously, we have some guys that play guard and center, guard, tackle, whatever it is. But having a very versatile group is very good because when one guy goes down, another guy can slide over. And you never know when that's going to be. You never know when a guy's going to be nicked up or hurt. So that's a big thing for us.
Shelby?
Shelby, with the news observer, I'm curious, just with Mel Clark, somebody that Coach Belichick was just telling us is one of the hardest workers, grinder. Just going up against him in practice, what stands out about him? Maybe something behind the scenes you've seen that's allowed for him to have this kind of recent explosion in the last 2 games.
Yeah, I would definitely say all the way back to the winter in the spring. He's a guy who's always up here working hard, getting extra reps, taking pass rush sets and everything. He's an extremely hard worker, and going out tackle going against him every day made me a lot better at tackle. Just seeing a really good guy who had a lot of speed, explosion, and strength out there. But he's a guy who's worked hard since he's gotten here. And I have a lot of respect for Mel Clark.
I guess really quick follow-up. Do you think it's just a matter of was it just a matter of time for him, or maybe specific things that you saw in practice, improvements that he kind of made?
I just think he just continued to work hard every day and just patiently waited for, whenever that time was. He just works hard every day, day in, day out. He preps the right way. He does everything nutrition the right way, lives the right way. So I think it was just a matter of time before he started playing really good, which he has been all year.
We got time for 2 more. We're going to go to Grant, and then Jeremiah closes us out.
Hey, Austin. Jordan Hall and Miles were big. 2 freshmen who stepped up big for you guys in the last game. What do you have to say about their performance? against Syracuse, and also how they've developed over time to even get in that spot?
Yeah, I think Miles and Jordan did a great job developing and just kind of leaning into the process of, just working hard every day. They both came from different programs, but, being here, I think they're both, they've both worked hard since they've been here. I think they're both very mature. And I think, they're going to continue to grow and be very good players.
Yeah, Austin, I wanted to ask you about Gio. Of course, he looked a little sharp the other day, and there's actually been in the last couple of weeks more design runs for him as well. Obviously, I know he's gotten healthier at this point in the season, but when he is able to kind of take off, whether it's design, whether it's cross scramble, how does that kind of things up for him?
Yeah, it's always, a quarterback that can run is always another threat that defense has to worry about. But, I think Joe does a good job in all aspects of the game. He's very smart and, has very good protections. But I think, definitely having a quarterback who can run definitely keeps the defense on their toes a little more.
All right, good stuff.
Appreciate
Thanks so
it.
much.
Thanks,
Austin.
Austin. Appreciate it, Blaske.